Hey there, it's Diane Forster. Welcome to I Have Today, the art of intentional living. And the show is about inspiring, empowering, and educating you through life's transitions. And today, we're going to be talking a lot about mindset and resetting your mindset to think like a billionaire. Whether you want to be a billionaire or not, wouldn't you like to have some of the mindset skills that billionaires have, the way they live and operate in their lives? They're not holding themselves back in any way. And I know for myself, I've certainly studied them. I'm friends with some of them, and I've learned a lot of lessons about this. And I know I want to embody even further more the feeling like I'm a billionaire. I act and operate in my life as if I'm a billionaire because I know personally for me, I will be. I'm definitely going in that direction. I'm making and creating habits to do that, and I want to share those with you because it's not from an ego perspective. It's from the perspective of being able to do more good in the world with the more financial means I have, not only just for myself and my family and generations, but for the impact in the world. Because here's what I know for sure. Who you are poor is who you're going to be rich. So however you show up in your life in poor, I'm just using that as an example, is how you're going to be when you're wealthy and rich. So that characteristic of you doesn't change. But there are certain things that you could be implementing in your life right now and ways of thinking that will have an influence and impact on allowing you to receive more money in your life, live to your highest, greatest, fullest potential, which is what we talk about on this show all the time. That's what I want for you. I want you living in inspired action and utilizing your today, which is all you have, to be squeezing the juice out of each and every day and feeling as much joy, happiness, fulfillment, all the emotions that you want, peace of mind, freedom, flexibility, fun, that you possibly can. And it's not limited to some people. It's available for all of us. And I want to make you aware of that today. It's not for the few chosen, no matter what you were brought up believing that, the haves and the haves nots, and that's for some people, but not for us. And all of those limiting beliefs that just got soaked into you your entire life. I want to eliminate those and remove those from you, because here's what I know from billionaires. Most of them came from nothing. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She came from nothing. She created all of that in her life through her belief system, her will and determination, her trusting her intuition, and just following her passions. So we think it has to be harder than it is, and it's not. And it's honestly the only difference between someone who is not a billionaire and someone who is a billionaire is the way they think. It's simply the way they think. They were born into this world the same way you were. They have the same 24 hours in each day. They have the same bodily functions that you do. The need for water, the need for food, the need to sleep, the need to relieve yourself, like all of those things. But it's a shift in their thinking. And so I am going to break this down for you. I'm going to first give you 6 things that billionaires do that I want you to be aware of, because this has had profound effects on their success. And then I'm going to share with you 6 prompts so that you can start thinking like a billionaire today. How does that sound? So what I want you to do right now is make sure you're listening or watching this show wherever you are and you're paying attention to it. Make sure you have a pen and paper in hand, because you are going to want to write these down. You are going to want to also save this episode wherever, bookmark it, star it, save it, so that you can refer to this again and again. Okay, so I'm Diane Forster. I'm America's Mindset host, and I've been a TV host, America's Mindset coach, and I've been a TV host for the last 6 years. And I bring you inspiring, empowering information to you for you to be living intentionally each and every day. That's what I Have Today is all about, the art of intentional living. And so what I bring you either in a solo show like this today or with my guests are stories and instant actionable things you could start implementing in your life right now today. Like no circumstances have to change in order for you to start making the changes you want in your life. Okay. So we are broadcast on E360 TV, on Amazon, Roku, Android. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Did I miss anywhere? Twitter. And we also take this show and stream it as a podcast. So it's available on all the podcast platforms. The show is called I Have Today with Diane Forster. So look me up and feel free to subscribe to me and this show. It would mean the world to me. We have had hundreds of episodes. And so we recently just celebrated 100 episodes on E360 TV. I think we're at 106, 7 right now. I should know that number, but I don't. Anyway, it's all available for you, and everything is to inspire, empower, and educate you. So now I want to invite you to stay to the end of the show because I always end every episode with a powerful mantra meditation so that you can leave this episode feeling inspired, empowered, and better and more confident in your life at the end of it than you did at the beginning. All right. So one of the things that we do on the show every week is we have a weekly intention statement. This week's intention statement is, I have today to start thinking like a billionaire. I have today to start thinking like a billionaire. Okay. And what we do is on my Instagram page, my brilliant team creates a beautiful graphic. And there's a button there called wallpapers. And right there, you will see, hit that, and you will see all the wallpapers we made. All the weekly intention statements are there. And this one is already up. Look how beautiful it is. And what I want you to do with it is I want you to take a screenshot of it and use it as your screensaver. Like I have it right here, so that every time you look at your phone for this week, you see that and you start remembering, oh, that's right. I have today to start thinking like a billionaire. I have today to start thinking like a billionaire. You will start to reprogram your subconscious mind to start thinking like a billionaire. And how are you going to make these changes in your life? I already said it. The only difference between you and billionaires is the way you think. So if we start changing the way we think, we'll start changing the visualizations in our mind, the opportunity in our minds, which I'm going to share all this good stuff with you. We will also change the way we feel and carry ourselves. We will change the way we speak. So, all right, I'm so excited. I hope you are. I have so much good content for you. So what we're going to do first is we are going to hear from a word from our sponsor, the Spifter, and then we're going to dive right in. So take a listen to this. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. All righty, here we go. So what I first want to do is I want to share some quotes and tips from some existing billionaires, because that's always helpful and useful. And I'm going to start with Warren Buffett, who says, good investments take time. So it is true, through compound interest, that money grows, and you have to be patient. And it's not just financial growth that happens. Patience is required, because you don't want to go from being at the state you are now to all of a sudden winning the $1 billion lottery. If you are not emotionally prepared for that, intellectually and physically, and all the reasons, if you have not taken on the identity of that yet, you're going to lose all your money, like most lottery winners do. They're not prepared. They don't have the thinking to be a billionaire or a millionaire, multimillionaire, right? Oh my God, my hand is itching. That means money's coming. I love that. So good investments do take time. And so investments financially, but investments in yourself too. So be patient with yourself. What I'm going to give you, hey, Joyce, is going to be tips today that you can start to implement in your life. And I'm going to give you some prompts that are going to help you. These questions are really, really going to help you. Okay. And then Tom Monahan, founder of Domino's, says, reach your dreams with both short-term and long-term goals, which I absolutely love that too, because it is so frustrating to always have your eye on the big prize when all the little wins along the way are actually the sweetest part. They are the sweetest part, the milestones. I tell this to my coaching clients all the time. You got to celebrate the wins. I have a video on TikTok that talks about that I learned from one of my mentors, that I started doing my weekly wins actually, I'll just show this to you right now. I have, a written calendar and a digital calendar. But what I'll do is I'll go in my calendar. Look, this is for last week, and my appointments are all written in here. And then I have gratitude, what I was grateful for. So I'll go back and reflect on all the wins I had, because if I don't do that, I am going to get lost in always chasing the rainbow for that big prize. So we have to celebrate both the short-term wins and goals and the long-term wins and goals. And so that is so important, because otherwise you will just feel defeated so much because your to-do list is never done. And we're always growing and expanding, and there's always more goals. I've talked about this many times as well. So we have to stop and embrace all those short-term goals as well. All right. As well as the big one. And one of the things that Oprah said, I already mentioned her, is discovering your passion. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're passionate about, you can certainly become a billionaire based on your passion. So that's a belief that I want you to inherit right now. Many of you have been told, society has told us, parents have told us, be practical, get a job. You can't make money being a musician or a dancer or any of those things, right? None of that is true. You're limited by nothing. You can create anything you want. And this world that we are living in, it's never been truer than now, where there are so many ways to make a living, to make a lot of money, to serve people in a really great way. The whole living in a box in a container just doesn't exist anymore. It's fine for some people who are happy doing that, but that doesn't have to be your limiting beliefs anymore and the limits that you put on yourself. So if anyone's exemplified this well, it's been Oprah, right? She is one of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world. Love that she's a woman who's done it, but she followed her passion. Being a reporter and being an anchor wasn't her thing. And she actually technically got fired from her job, but they couldn't, they wouldn't let her out of the contract. They didn't want to lose the $25,000 they would have had to, lose to just fire her. So they put her in this little talk show, and it ended up totally changing her life. Right. Yes. So anyway, she followed her passion, and that led to where she is today. And my goodness. So when we do that and we follow our passion and you don't put limits on it, and you believe whatever you believe is what you are going to become. So believe that it is possible. Believe that you are here to do something really amazing with your life just by existing. Okay. All right. And then John Paul DeJoria, which I see Joyce just put a comment about him. I have something to say about him too. Owner of home. Oh, wait, you unshared that? Shared his failure. Yes, we're going to talk about that in a second. What he said is always have an emergency fund. And also failure is okay. That's the one thing I want to say. Actually, I so embrace failure now. I don't call it failure. I don't call it mistakes. Everything is a lesson along the way and a growth opportunity. So those are some of the tips that some of the billionaires said. And then the last one is never stop learning. The learning never ends. Never, 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 never. I reflect a lot. I teach my clients this. I teach my star students, my TV hosts this, that 3-2-1. 3-2-1. What are 3 things that went well today or were good today? What were 2 things that didn't? And what is 1 thing that I could be doing differently? So my mind is always in the learning mode. And Tom Chi, I heard him do a speech once, phenomenal. He worked, genius, brilliant work that he's done. Check him out. He said, you can't learn and know at the same time. So when you think you know something, you have stopped your ability to learn anything new and different. So always be a student of life, always be learning, never stop the learning. All right. So now what I'm going to do, those were some of the tips. Now what I want to share with you are 6 things that billionaires do and what they think and how they act in their lives. Okay. This is going to be 6 things that you can now start doing too. Okay. The first thing is they take risks. They take risks. They are willing to bet on themselves. When you don't take risks, it's because you don't believe in yourself. It's actually not the outside person, the coach or the relationship or the, job opportunity or whatever it is. It's not that. It's you don't trust yourself. There's a part of you that thinks, I've been screwed over before, or I've invested in this before, and it's not going to work. These are all your limiting beliefs. They are willing to take risks and big risks. I'm one of these people now. I'm taking massive risks in my life, because the mantra for me is go big or go home. Like I want to do extraordinary things and I have the same 24 hours as everybody else does. And I'm not willing to play small anymore. I don't want you playing small either. I don't want you thinking small. So think about in your life what it is you really want. And you have to go after it. You've got to be willing to take risks and bet on yourself. You've got to be willing to believe and trust that the universe has your back, because it does. It absolutely does. They're also, like I said, they are not afraid to fail. What is failure anyway, right? What is the belief that you have about failure? I know it goes back to limiting beliefs you got from teachers and grades and parenting and not feeling good enough, afraid that you are going to be judged, afraid of approval addiction, all of those limiting beliefs. I got news for you. No one cares. No one cares. And even if they do say or do something, you're instantly yesterday's news. They're really focused on their own stuff anyway. And they have their own bag of limiting beliefs and things that they're dealing with. And anybody who says anything about anyone who's failed has the limiting beliefs within themselves. Because when we judge another, that's the place inside of us that we need to love ourselves more. So they're willing to take risks. They're willing to go out there and make big change in their lives. All right, here's the next one. They think bigger. They think bigger. Okay, they're not afraid to fail, honey. They think bigger. Whoops. There we are. They think bigger. Where in your life could you be thinking bigger? I want you to think about your money mindset right now. I want you to think about what you perceive as a lot of money. Okay? What is that? Is it $1 million? Because $1 billion is only 3 more zeros. It's only 3 more zeros. Like, think about it like that. It's just math. It's just numbers. It's just energy. That's all it is. They're willing to think bigger about solutions to problems. They're willing to think bigger on how they can make a greater impact. They're willing to think bigger on how they can employ more people, get more team members involved. They value that so much, okay? they're willing to be in circumstances they put themselves in to be surrounded by people who will help them think bigger. Because sometimes we don't see our blind spots. So sometimes we have to be in settings where other people can help us see them for ourselves, right? So they think a lot bigger. They will take the aerial view down. That's how I started thinking. No, I could do this over here, this onesie twosie thing over here, or I can make much bigger impact doing this. Or I can make an even bigger impact if I do this. And then, I could have an even bigger impact if I do this. That's thinking bigger. So I'm going to help you with the prompts to stretch yourself. All right. So they think bigger. Next one is their previous experiences don't dictate their future success. They do not get mired down in previous experiences. They take the knowledge, the wisdom, the information from those experiences, and they expand upon it. They will think bigger from there. They will not let whatever has happened in the past dictate their future. Thomas Edison, how many attempts? He did not let those stop him. He just figured out all the ways how not to create the light bulb, right? Until eventually he did. Nothing was going to stop him from doing it. The only way you lose is if you quit. That's the only way. So don't quit, right? Do not let your previous experiences dictate your future success. You want something, you go get it. You find the people who will help you do it. They've either been there or are doing it, or they know people who can help you do it. Do not be afraid to be dreaming big. Do not let previous experiences dictate your future success. You're creating history, okay? You are literally creating it. Your future. You're creating your future. Your history is your history, and it's been there and it has value, but you're creating your future. Hasn't been written yet. You're writing it. Okay? All right. Then they understand the concept that money is energy. Money is just energy. That's all it is. It's an exchange. Here, I got some money in front of me, actually. Money is just energy. And so think about this, what this money means, right? What does this money mean right now? It's just paper and ink, right? If that's the way I choose to look at it, or it's opportunity. And it comes and it flows, and there's unlimited amounts of it, infinite amounts of it. And the amount that you can draw and attract into your life is going to be dependent on how you feel about it. Now, money is energy. And if you don't feel good about paying the bills, putting the money out there, writing the checks, in covering things, you're rejecting money. And you know what happens when you reject money? It stays away from you. Why would it go near you if you're rejecting it, if you feel bad about it? But if you pay it out in kind and go, thank you so much for your service. I'm so happy and grateful to pay you for your service. And then equally, you have to be able to receive it and take it. And I know this is a huge problem for women on accepting, not just accepting money, but accepting compliments, accepting help. So many of us have this martyr mentality of, I can do it all. I can handle it all. I don't need any help. Well, money feels that. And so imagine if you ask money, like, how do you feel about me? Because I'm thinking right now, I have to think about how I feel about you. And money loves you, would love nothing more. Like God loves you, like spirit loves you, like your angels love you, infinite intelligence, whatever you believe, the spirits, the guides, all that love you and want to help and serve you and support you, but you have to grant them permission to do it. You got to do the same thing with money. Money, I grant you permission to come into my life easily and effortlessly. I know I'm a good person, and I know the good that I do with my money, and I know how much more good I'm going to do with even more money. So I'm open and receptive to receiving a lot of it. I understand that you are energy and I invite you in. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to share with you about them is this. They value their time above everything else. They value their time above everything else. Billionaires know the one thing you do not get more of is time. There's always more money. You can make money, lose money, make money. In fact, if you asked billionaires, if you lost it all, what would you do? And they would say, I would do X, Y, and Z, and I would have, I would have it again. They have the belief about that, but they value their time the most. So what do billionaires do? Because they value their time, they make smarter strategic decisions in their life. They do not do things like low vibrating tasks, like penny and dollar activities. They stay thinking big. They understand the concept of money. They're not afraid to fail. They will take big risks, and they value this time above everything else. So they will only do things that are smart and strategic, that are adding to the value of their assets and society. Okay? So they value their time above everything else. You have to value your time above everything else, because you know what? All you got is today. I have today. That's right. That's all we have is today. A beautiful friend of mine just lost her mother last night. She doesn't have another day. She didn't wake up today. 153,000 people did not wake up today, but you did. How are you going to use your today? How are you going to contribute to the world with no limits? Don't worry about taking risks. Don't worry about being afraid to fail. Don't worry about any of that crazy stuff. Many, many billionaires have also filed bankruptcy. Like they're not afraid to take risks. You just start over again. All right. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you 6 powerful prompts. I want to make sure that you are writing these down. So get out a piece of paper and pen, because this is going to help you reset your mindset to think like a billionaire. Who's excited? All right. Sip of water. All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it. The number 1 prompt is this question. All these are questions, by the way. The reason why these are questions is because it wakes up the reticular activating system in your brain to make it aware and bring the answer to the question into your awareness, okay? Into your awareness. So it helps you solve the problem. So if you make it as a statement and you don't really believe it, it's going to have a harder time coming in. I learned this process called affirmations from my dear friend, Noah St. John. But people call these different things. One of my friends calls them pulling questions. Vishen Lakhiani calls these quantum questions. And so we're pulling them. Oh, wait a second. No. Yeah. Does he call them quantum? Maybe it's, I got that backwards. Anyway, they're called different things. I'm screwing up my idols and my gurus right now. Anyway, this is so powerful. What would my billionaire self do in this situation? What would my billionaire self do in this situation? Now, here's why this is so powerful. Think about this all day long. All day long. When you wake up in the morning, what would my billionaire self do in this situation? Would my billionaire self turn around, hit the snooze, roll over and go back to sleep and huff and puff? Or would my billionaire self hop out of bed and say, let's do this? Or like I say, I have today to love my life. Something really good's going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And go after it, right? What would my billionaire self do in a situation of eating junk food or health food? What would my billionaire self do when picking up my phone? Would I scroll on social media? Would I check how many likes I got? Would I start texting people or reading texts? Would I go through my email? let me tell you something. When you start asking yourself this question, what would my billionaire self do in this situation? You are going to start operating in your life a whole lot differently. You are going to see all the time sucking, time wasting, low vibrating, low energy actions you are doing in your today. Amazing. How much time do you spend on social media? Do you fall into the rabbit hole and wake up from there and go, oh my God, an hour went by. I didn't even know it. Stop doing that, because billionaires are not doing that, right? So start to think about yourself as the billionaire and say, what would my billionaire self do in this situation? All right. The next one is, how would my billionaire self take care of me? How would my billionaire self take care of me? Think about this. How fun is this? Would you go for weekly massages? Would you hire trainers for yourself? Would you have staff members cook for you? How would you care for yourself? What would you do for yourself? Like, think about this right now. Oh, I'm thinking of all kinds of fun things. How would my billionaire self take care of me? Would you, jet off every weekend? Would you live a laptop lifestyle? Would you be a resident of the world? How would you take care of you? And I want you to do this in a very selfish way. Put yourself first. I'm going to share about the rest of the world in a minute. But right now, you. How would your billionaire self take care of me? How would my billionaire self take care of me? Oh my gosh. Have fun with this and answer that question and start thinking that way and start putting some of those action items onto your calendar. Fit it into your schedule, because if you don't, you're missing this opportunity. Because what I'm sharing with you in these prompts right now is your way to become it first. Because in order to be the billionaire, remember what I said at the beginning? All the lotto winners who lose all their money, they weren't ready for it. We're preparing you to become a billionaire right now. Isn't this so exciting? Like, is there anything better to be doing today than this, creating this for yourself? So, how would my billionaire self take care of me? All right. Next prompt is this. How does my billionaire self make money? How does my billionaire self make money? This one I want you to do more intuitively. I don't want you to struggle with the how, of the logistics of it, of the actual nuts and bolts of it. I kind of want you to have a bigger picture, like that aerial view I was talking about, right? How you can start to think bigger. It could be, well, I have multiple streams of income. I make money in many ways. Many ways. I have products and services that I offer. I have partnerships and alliances out there. I have investments. I have multiple ways I make money in my business through services I give, whether in person or virtually online. I have products, services. My money makes money. Think of all the ways your billionaire self makes money, because billionaires make money in many, many, many ways, many ways. They don't believe in the concept of enough is enough. And it's not egotistical. When you figure this out, like I said, it's just a few more zeros. It's your relationship with money and how you feel about it. It's the concept of it's all just math. There's everything available. Like Ken Honda says, how millionaires and billionaires think about money as air. It's just like air. It's just coming in and out, right? So of course, there's multiple ways that you can make a lot of money. You can make billions of dollars this way. Don't get mired in the logistics of it right now. Well, oh my God, that would mean I'd have to hire staff and I'd have to have all these employees and I'd have to, make sure that I'm in meetings to double check on all the money. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just start asking yourself, How does my billionaire self make money and trust that all the resources that you need to have that happen are going to come into your life? Because they are. All right. Next prompt is, what ways does my billionaire self give back and contribute to the world? What ways does my billionaire self give back and contribute to the world? This is huge. This is what all wealthy people do. They give away so much of their money. I don't know what the number is that Tony Robbins is at with the, with the feed a billion. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of meals that he's given out there, and he's on it. Every milestone he hits, he ups the ante and goes bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can, I mean, when you're giving back, that is really the definition of service. Right? That's the definition of service, is by being able to do that. And think about the times when you've given in your life and how incredibly good that feels and how much more comes back to you. And again, that's not the reason why you do it. That is just the energetic flow. And I talked about this in a TikTok video as well. And I've talked about it on this TV show, this toroidal field of energy that's around us. What we're putting out, we're getting back. It's coming back to us tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, right? So what ways does my billionaire self give back and contribute to the world? I mean, I know the ways I do and will continue. Suicide prevention is huge to me, very huge to me. Homelessness is something that means a lot to me. Sheltered and abused animals means something to me. The lonely elderly means something to me. I mean, there's so many causes. Children, oh my God, there's so many ways that your billions could be helping give back and contribute to the world. Think about that. Think about the things that rub you the wrong way and really make you angry. Those are the things that you should get involved with. 100%. So what could you be doing today, right now? Maybe you don't have the financial resources, but maybe you could be giving your time or support that way, or be part of fundraisers for them, or anything. So what does my billionaire self give back and contribute to the world? All right, the next one is so fun. How does my billionaire self live? How does my billionaire self live? How do you live? Where do you live? What is your home life like? What does your, daily routine look like? What's your morning like? What's your morning, activities and exercise? Do you work? Do you play? Like, how do you live? Think about this in detail. So much fun, because you get to live any way you want, and start incorporating some of that now. What sort of luxury things would you like in your lifestyle? Where could you give some of that to yourself right now? Think about it and imagine it. And it's really, really powerful, because you actually are already a billionaire. You are. You just haven't caught up to it. It's like having the ability to walk. I've shared this many times too. You already have the ability to walk when you're born. It's already there. It's already yours. It's a given. It's done. Know this about you being a billionaire. It's already done. It's a given. You just have to catch up to the knowing of it and the vibration of it, the identity of it. And by identity, I mean what you think, what you feel, what you speak, how you carry yourself in your life. You are already this. So how does that person live in their lives? So fun. So fun. Okay. Now the last one is, how does my billionaire self feel? This is a biggie. Do you feel like $1 billion? Do you feel like a billionaire? Do you feel like you deserve that? What does that feel like? How does that feel for you? How does it feel to not only have financial freedom in your life and family freedom, generational wealth? How does that feel for you? That generations can benefit by your being a billionaire. The lives that you can affect. Hey, Leslie, thanks for being here. You can certainly catch the replay as well. And she's from Vancouver Island. I'm going to be in Vancouver in a couple months. All right. So, how does that feel? How does my billionaire self, and the reason why every one of these prompts said my billionaire self, my billionaire self. That was very intentional. So, how does my billionaire self feel? How does that feel? Like money's no object. I can do anything I want. I can make any decisions I want. I'm limited by nothing. How lucky am I? Truly get into that space of how that feels. Carry yourself like that. Like imagine what it's like driving that car, driving that yacht, whatever, flying that plane, living in that home. How does that feel? How does it feel to be someone who's made so many of their dreams come true, accomplished so many goals, is out there doing more? How exciting is that? You now can never feel less than this, you guys. You can't, because I just gave you 6 prompts on what that feels like. And I want you to start implementing these in your life starting today. I'm going to recap them again really, really quickly. What would my billionaire self do in this situation? This is about living this way in every situation. From, I don't know, this is my 3rd cup of coffee. Would my billionaire self have 3 cups of coffee? Right? Like get it down that micro and that macro, man, on every level. Think about that. So what would my billionaire self do in this situation? And think about those low vibrating acts. Don't want to be doing them. Next one. How would my billionaire self take care of me? Again, how would you take care of you? Then how does my billionaire self make money? What ways does my billionaire self give back and contribute to the world? How does my billionaire self live? And how does my billionaire self feel? Now, I've just shared with you some quotes and advice from billionaires. I shared 6 things that billionaires do, what they do in their lives, and now 6 prompts that I want you to start asking yourself. I want you to put this in your awareness, however you need to do it. Put it in your journal, put it on a post-it note. If you need to be reminded, my billionaire self, start moving and acting in your life as if you are this billionaire. And when you start to get those feelings of fear, doubt, anxiety, imposter syndrome, all of those emotions, just say, well, how does my billionaire self feel about this? How does my billionaire self feel about this? And so the last thing I want to say about this is this. Billionaires, right? They take risks. They're not afraid to fail. They think bigger and all of those things. They also work hard. They do work hard. They work for their beliefs. They work for their missions. They work for their causes. They work to create. They work to do more. They work to experience as much as they possibly can in life. That's why they live the way I just told you to live, because they have gone through the failures, the trials, the tribulations in their lives, the things that have knocked them down where they got back up, bigger, better, stronger, all of those things. That's why they know if something comes along, like a pandemic or the crumbling of the market or any of these anything, they're not afraid to have those things happen. They start to go into entrepreneur mode, different way of thinking, and say, what does my billionaire self know about this, right? And that's going to be you. All right. So we're getting ready to do our mantra meditation. I really want to anchor this in for you guys. So whatever you're doing, stick around because this is going to be powerful. But first, I want to share something with you exciting. If you've ever thought about having a TV show like I have, I've got an opportunity for you. I have a free training that I want to share with you. It's a free masterclass. So watch this video really quickly. It'll explain it and then register for it. So you can get it while it's available for free. All right, here we go. Hey there. Do you want to become a TV host and earn 5, 6, even 7 figures in your business, even if you have no experience? Listen, if you're a woman professional and entrepreneur and you help women solve a major life or business challenge with the work that you do, then this is for you. If that's not you, feel free to click skip. But if that is you, then pay very close attention, because what I'm about to share in this video has the power to transform your life and your career. Hi, I'm Diane Forster. After 20 years at ABC TV and hosting my own TV show for the last 5 years, I've made millions of dollars in my career, won multiple awards, appear all over national media and big stages, all because I have a TV show. I'm not spending all day doing marketing strategies that just don't work. I'm using the power of one brilliant TV show to do the work for me, and I'm teaching my clients how to do it. Now, the strategy works so well, we've been able to quickly help women just like you launch their own brilliant TV shows, streamline their marketing efforts, and generate more income and impact. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to check out this presentation right now. Just click the link below under this video. You'll be taken to this sign-up page where you get a 24-hour pass to watch the presentation. Now take a look at Alexis Johnson. She was struggling with her marketing and in her business on how to effectively reach her right market. She put these strategies into place and launched her first show in just 30 days. Not only that, she generated $25,000 in revenue before she even launched. Now here's Megan Benson. She was also struggling with trying to be too many places and was getting nowhere. And she had no experience in TV at all. She followed the strategies, and her new game show, Get in the Game, is premiering on ABC in Santa Barbara. So again, click the link and go to the sign-up page for your 24-hour pass. Then sit down, get something to take notes with, and watch this masterclass, because this has the power to change your life. Now, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. You absolutely can and should have a TV show. This works for you, even if you have no experience, or you don't have a lot of time, or you don't even know how to start. You need to click this link now and learn how TV hosting can totally change your career and life. Click the link, sign up, and I'll see you there. All right, you can go to tvstarhost.com, tvstarhost.com, and register for the free masterclass while it's available. All right, I hope to see you there. Okay, here we go. So now what we're going to do, everyone, is we are going to pause for a moment and do our mantra meditation. So if you're driving, obviously you just listen to this, keep your eyes on the road. For everybody else, stop what you're doing. You're going to close your eyes. We're going to do 2 breaths. We're going to breathe in for the count of 4 and pull that all the way down to your tailbone. We're going to count to 8. We're going to hold it for 8. And as we're counting, we're going to send energy and light to each one of our 8 chakras, starting with our root chakra, our sacral, our solar plexus, our heart, our throat, our third eye, our crown, and our soul star, which is about a foot or so above your head. Very important one. The color of that one is white. And what we want to do then is breathe out for the count of 8 and imagine any toxic energy, any limiting beliefs, any scarcity mindset, any past trauma, anything that is holding you back in your life is coming up and out of your body. Okay. You're going to breathe out for 8 like you're blowing out birthday candles, like blow hard. We're going to do that 2 times and then just listen to the words. And you are going to feel so good. All right, here we go. Close your eyes. Breathe in for the count of 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. So good. Let's do it again. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. I have today to love my life, Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to start thinking like a billionaire. Yes, I am already a billionaire. I just have to catch up to the knowing of it. And today I'm going to honor my billionaire self. I'm going to take in the advice from billionaires who've paved the way before me. So now I can listen to what they've learned and experienced on the way and incorporate that into my life. I know that it takes patience and time because good investments do, and it's well worth it. And I'm going to use my passion to serve this world in a beautiful way. I'm never going to stop learning. I'm here to learn, grow, and expand. But I'm also consciously aware now that all I have is today. And I am not going to waste any more time. No more. None of my today. I am going to be consciously aware of how I'm using my time. No more wasted efforts doing things that are not moving me in the direction of my goals, dreams, and desires. Because billionaires don't do that. They know that time is their most precious commodity. They value it above everything else. And now I do too. And I understand the concept of money, that it's just energy. And when I feel good about it, it's going to come to me. I'm going to feel good about the money I make, and I'm going to feel good about the money I spend. I'm going to feel good about the generational wealth that I am creating right now and what it's not only going to do for me and my family, but for the communities that I serve in this world. Because the more money I have, the more good I can do in this world. I'm willing to take risks on my goals, dreams, and desires. I am not afraid to fail. And I am going to use those 6 questions as my prompts each and every day so that I can catch up to the billionaire self that I already am. All I have to do is catch up to it. I'm going to start living and breathing and thinking and feeling this way today from this day forward. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You can open your eyes. I hope that felt good to you. I hope you know that you really are a billionaire. It's not just for the few chosen ones. It's for you. It's available for everybody. And you get to have what you want simply because you want it and simply because you exist. So may you live your life to the highest, greatest, fullest potential that you are, and know that you are limited by nothing, that you can do anything. And I know you. I know you have big goals, dreams, and desires because I have them too. So let's do this together. Let's not live in fear and doubt, and we will no longer let previous experiences dictate our future success. I'm Diane Forster. Thank you so much for being here today and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster. You can follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official and go to my website, dianeforster.com. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful today. I love you madly. Take care. Bye-bye.